Okay, so let's touch base on mods that I've done, mods that I'm thinking about doing, pros and cons to each one that I have, and if I think it's right for you. First off, FL5 Type R, FK8 Type R. Done deal. That is by far the best car money can buy for the price point. Driven tons of other vehicles. Test drove newer Mustangs, test drove Z06s. Those cars are fun, don't get me wrong, they're fast in a straight line. They make pretty noises, but something about the front wheel drive, being able to just throw it in a corner, still shifting gears because most cars now are automatic, just hits home. It's fun. Let's start with, I guess we'll go back, start with brake pads and rotors. This is not a necessity. You do not need to upgrade rotors and pads if you are street driving your Civic. If you have a Civic, you probably already know this. It stops pretty well. You might want to upgrade the pads once they're worn down, but there's no need to go out and spend more money on aftermarket brake pads. Stock brake pads worked fine for my track day. They did overheat and got pretty slick towards the end, but they had relatively very good stopping power. So for me, I tracked the car. I wanted a two-piece rotor for sure. Stocks are two-piece in the front. They're not two-piece in the rear. Now they are. Also more vents for pulling, so I can push the car a little bit harder going into the back straight and any long straights where you're heavy on the brakes. Love it so far. Obviously, I've only driven home, so can't talk about it too much. I haven't had a track day or anything with it. Very touchy though. I got the R5s and they're a little noisy. I knew they were going to be noisy, and I'm okay with that. I will keep you posted on the wear, on how I feel like they are helping me get faster at autocross and the track. RV6 sway bar. That is a must. That is an absolute must. So the car completely changed once I put that on it. Completely changed. The car, when you're on the freeway, if you're ever going 65 and you like do a swerve back and forth just to feel the body roll, when you really get tossed side to side, the RV6 tightens up the rear end a lot, to where you can almost feel the car more whenever you're getting ready to slide out or lose traction. It gives you better feel as a driver. Exhaust, AWE track. It's loud. It's very loud. Lots of drone. If I were to go back and do it again, if I had a daily driver Type R, touring, AWE is the way to go in my opinion for the price point. Every other company wants way too much for an exhaust system. $2,500, $3,000, $4,000.
Hello, I like money.
The AWE track exhaust sounds better, if not as good, as those other very high-end exhausts. I don't think you need the valve. If you're buying an exhaust, you want it to be loud. If you buy the Touring Edition, it is not loud all the time. Lowering springs. Lowering springs took me from about 19th to 25th at autocross for the raw times. Now I am getting down to 15s to top 10 some weeks, close to.
Yeah, they love it.
For raw times with the exact same racers, if not more. They improved my times at autocross a ton. So if you're wanting the look of stance, I say go with Swift springs. I like a little bit of a rake look. I don't like the car to be looking like it's tucking tire. If I get down here, the rear end's got all those rotors in it, so it's sunk a little bit, but I don't like tucking tire. I think that is for the show cars. I'm not a huge fan of that. That's just me personally, and that's why there's different parts and different companies that sell different stuff, because to each their own. I think you guys just got the water drop on you. High volume intake from PRL. If you like turbo noises, buy it. It's cheap. All the other exhaust companies, intake companies, Group, a couple of Even Shuri, they make the carbon fiber. Who cares? Who cares about carbon fiber in your engine bay? Who cares about the way it looks? They all do the same thing. It's not going to make your car run any cooler depending on which one you have, unless you go with an open system one. Then it's going to make your car run hotter. PRL hit the nail right on the head with that intake. Sounds good, works good, and I haven't had it tuned yet. That is to come. Once I finally get HON data and decide I want more power out of the car, I will show you dyno numbers as to what it's doing. So PRL intercooler, if you like noises, buy it. If you don't care, it's a waste of money. Your stock intake will make 500 horsepower with these.
Listen to that.
The titanium inlet pipe from PRL. I bought it thinking that it would be a power adder. Don't think it's going to be a power adder at all. That you gain like that much thickness, just a little brake tab, that much thickness of piping. It's not a lot. It's solely for looks. Does it look good? Yeah, it looks good, but the stock one looks fine. So don't need to spend the money there if you don't have it. It's a waste of money. It's not going to give you more power. PRL intercooler. That will definitely lower your temperatures a lot. That isn't much need. If you have these cars, you know they've got heat issues and the hot sun. That intercooler is going to do nothing but help keep that air cooler. I will talk later once I get on my computer and be able to show you guys like pictures of when you're installing it, what issues I ran into that weren't necessarily in the instructions. And so that way, maybe if you're doing this mod, you don't have to worry about fighting the same thing that I fought. But this car is ceramic coated by myself, unwashed, and still beating very well. Love ceramic coating. Makes washing your car super, super easy. It's not so much the washing part. You still gotta wash the car with your hand and, you know, rub the dirt out. But drying the car is just so easy. I love that about that. I think that covers all my mods, honestly. Intake, intercooler, charge pipe. You don't really need it. It doesn't add any diameter. Barely any. Not enough to matter, that's for sure.
That's what she said.
Secondly, when I'm buying parts, I like to try and contact the company before I purchase the parts to know that if I'm going to have an issue with either the part, shipping, wanted a discount on the part, anything like that, how are they going to act? How do they treat? Do they answer the phone? Do they get back to you? Are they rude? PRL is trash. Absolute worst company that I've ever tried to contact.
What the fuck do you want?
What is your deal, huh?
It sucks because they make decent parts. They look good, they fit good, and they've been proven. It's hard not to deal with their incompetence to run a business. You just kind of have to just bite the bullet with them. But if there was any other company making the same parts that they do, without a question, I wouldn't even think about ordering from them ever again. Ever again. Terrible. Their turnaround time for making parts, awful. I waited 2 months for the intercooler. I waited 5 months for the titanium pipe after order. The high volume intake, I got that pretty quick. I ordered that whenever the pre-orders set. So my name was gonna be, you know, one of the first few that were made. I should be getting one, so I got that pretty quick. But as far as getting in contact with them, with finding out, you know, when are you guys gonna be making these parts again? When are they supposed to be shipping? Things like that, terrible. PRL, you gotta work on that. You're a good company as far as quality of product. You are not a good company with keeping up to date on your inventory with things that are in stock. Make sure when I called, the one lady said something about the people that weld or give them the material to make the titanium pipe, they were waiting on them. Hire a welder. It's really not that hard what you guys are making here. If you've already got the, I guess, the body of what you're building, and he knows exactly what specs he needs to cut each pipe and weld it to, that should be straightforward stuff. Hire a welder. RB6 was very fast in shipping. I haven't had to actually contact them about anything, so I can't speak on behalf of their customer service line. My experience with them, fantastic. AWE, I had an issue with the rattling in the exhaust when I first got it. I couldn't figure it out. I thought it was the muffler section of the back section. Packing inside there was not welded correctly. Contacted them, they got right back to me. Told me a couple things to check. I ended up checking those hangers myself. Did find out that that was the cause of that. I fixed it, but it is now, since I've been to the track, pushed back right back to where it was before. Don't know how I'm going to do the permanent fix on that, but I need to get to it because it's really annoying. APR runs sales all the time on their carbon fiber kits. Fantastic product. Fit and finish, 10 out of 10. Installation on these, I would give that on a difficulty level, 5 being a master tech, probably a 1. On the front piece. That was a pain. That was an absolute pain in the rear end to put on the car. Obviously front bumper has to come off, and you gotta drill holes, you gotta cut plastic, do all this stuff. I felt like they could have made that a little bit easier to install, but at the end of the day, I could care less about the installation. I don't want this stinking thing falling off my car whenever I'm at the track. And I actually want it to be stiff enough to hold the wind to give me proper downforce. APR, fantastic product. Keep up the good work from my eyes. Your side skirts are a little pricey. Maybe come down on those. That covers everything. Paragon was fantastic. Ordered the brakes. They were here 4 days later.
What if it said our fastest and hardest boner?
Boom, done, just like that. One last look at the car. I'm gonna go downstairs, learn how to edit. Yay! Wish me luck. Hopefully this is not a full bust and somebody gets some type of information from this video, and that helps you with your purchase. I would do a review of the FL5. There's 20,000 videos on it. So I'm not going to do a review on the car and how it drives and blah, 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 blah. If you want to see that type of stuff, there's 1,000 videos out there for you.
20,000 videos.
But buy the car. Okay, guys, still got to get a catchphrase. So if you can think of something car related, Type R related, hit it up down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think my catchphrase could be, should be. I'm not super clever when it comes to that stuff, so any help would be good. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of something silly to say at the end of the video. I don't know what I'm gonna say. So.